23 minutes to 8.
Now, the economy might be improving, but most people in Britain have yet to feel any better off, according to a survey which was carried out by Comres for BBC Breakfast.
Food and utility bills are the cost people worry about most. Steph can tell us more. She's at the historic Kirkgate Market in Leeds this morning. Morning, Steph.
Morning.
Good morning to you from Leeds Kirkgate Market. Busy morning here, lots of traders getting ready for the day ahead. Interestingly, we're talking about how people are feeling about the cost of living, but we've talked a lot, haven't we, recently about how businesses think things are getting better, and we're starting to see a recovery across all sectors now. But when you talk to people about the whole economy, they're not really feeling much difference. A lot of people are saying that they don't feel yet that things have got better. In our survey of 1,000 people, around 70% of them said that they don't think things are getting better in the year ahead. So we'll come to talk to people here. First up, we've got Yvonne Goodwin, who's an independent financial advisor. Yvonne, just what do you make of the situation at the moment? Why do you think people aren't feeling better?
They're not feeling better because they haven't really had a pay rise that's kept pace with inflation. So in many cases, they're feeling that they've had a pay cut.
I've had loads of messages this morning about that, and it's one of the most common things people say to me.
Yes.
It makes a big difference, doesn't it, if wages can't keep up with the cost of living?
Yeah, it makes a massive difference, especially when you've got all your energy bills going up and all your insurances seem to be going up.
Do you think there are any signs that could be changing, though? Because we heard from, for example, the British Chambers of Commerce saying recently that they think wages will go past inflation from the middle of this year. So do you think there are signs that it will soon?
Well, there are signs of that because unemployment's coming down. So if there's a smaller labour force, then there'll be a bigger demand and therefore salaries will start to rise.
And in terms of the budget, we've got that tomorrow. Do you think we're likely to hear about anything in that which will make things easier for people?
I don't think there'll be anything in particular other than the fact that the personal allowance, which is the amount you can earn before you start paying tax, is going up. So from the end of April, most people will see rises in the pay packets.
OK, Yvonne. And the other thing I want to mention as well is the national minimum wage, because that's gone up 3%. It's going to go up 3%. That is higher than inflation, but will that make a big difference?
Probably not. It depends what people spend their money on, because when we talk about inflation, it's a certain basket of goods and not everybody uses the same goods in their own households.
So it could be very different. Right, well, we're going to go and talk to some workers now. Thank you very much for your time, Yvonne. I just want to have a quick chat to Andy, who runs the fruit stall here. Good morning to you, Andy. Morning. Just tell us a bit about how you think about the cost of living at the moment. Do you think it's getting better?
No, I don't think it's getting better.
Why not?
I just think that people's only got so much amount of money to spend.
Have you noticed people spending differently with you?
Yeah, definitely. We used to get a steady trade every day of the week, but now we just get it on a Saturday. So obviously people are looking at what they spend now. And
what are any of them telling you about why it's hard?
No, they're not, no. But you can just tell, you can just feel it in the market, you know, that they've got limited funds.
OK, well, thank you very much as well for your time, Andy, this morning. Just one other person I want to grab who should be behind me, and he is brilliant, Kenton, who runs a recruitment firm. Kenton, job situation's getting better, we're seeing unemployment falling, but there is still that big wages pressure, isn't there?
There is, yes. I mean, employers and our clients are definitely feeling the pinch slightly and expecting that there's going to be greater demand on salary increase in the next 12 months. But the market's very buoyant. I mean, talent is scarce, and in certain industry sectors it's almost non-existent.
There's a certain sense that people who have the right skills can probably ask for what they want in some respects, because lots of businesses are worried about the skills shortage. Is that something you're seeing?
Yeah, there is a challenge in terms of those skill shortages. Engineers particularly are finding it very easy to move around in their careers, and certainly in the marketplace it's very difficult to actually get the skills in the right place in the economy as they need them in the right location geographically.
And from your perspective, what's your feeling about the jobs market at the moment?
Well, it goes from one extreme to the other. It'll tighten up pretty shortly and talent will be scarce, and then it'll free up again. As people go on the move and they look to further develop their careers, it's going to be important that they actually look to move on in the ways they want to. But I do feel that it's a good market at the moment.
And when do you think we're going to see wages increase greater than the level of inflation?
That's a very good question. It's the $64 million question. I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that my clients are worried about it happening already.
Right. And the national minimum wage, we've seen that go up. I was just talking to Yvonne about that. It's gone up 3% to £6.50 an hour. Is that going to make much of a difference to your clients, to the businesses who are recruiting?
Well, it does make a difference because it does squeeze the bottom line, especially on the overhead side. But in reality, I think most employers want to pay a fair wage for their employees. It's not that they don't want to pay more, but businesses have found it very difficult, and the margins have been eroded, especially in certain sectors of manufacturing regionally, and they're always keen to make sure that the business is profitable because that is better for the employees as well.
OK, well, thank you also for your time this morning, Kent. And interestingly, I've had quite a lot of messages from people on Twitter and other social networking just saying how a majority of people saying wages is the key for them. It's the fact that they've been working now for maybe 4 or 5 years without a pay rise, or if they've had one, it's only been in the kind of 1% range. And of course, when we're talking about inflation being above 2%, then it puts a lot of pressure on them. But I'll be talking more about this a bit later on.